This is the Italy you're being sold on social media. And this is the Italy that Italians keep for themselves. While international tourists spend thousands of euros to wait in 3-hour lines in Amalfi and Florence, locals hop on a train and head down here to the heel of the boot. This is Puglia. It has the longest coastline in mainland Italy, some of the cheapest world-class food you can find in Europe, and a pace of life that hasn't changed in 50 years. But there's a reason you don't see it plastered all over travel agencies. It's because Puglia is a well-kept secret. But today, I'm taking you behind the curtain. I'm going to show you the side of Italy they're hiding from you. I'm Gary with Optimal Travel. Let's get started. One of the more iconic towns to visit in the Puglia region is Alberobello. However, in Puglia, it's really the biggest tourist trap. In fact, it'll feel like an open-air theme park by 11 a.m. with all the tour buses crowding in there, especially on days when cruise ships dock in Bari or Brindisi. The most popular cruise excursion or tour that these cruisers take is to Alberobello. The iconic nature of this town has to do with its truly houses, which are quite a unique experience and definitely worth seeing. The trick is to either get there early or late. If you have enough time in Puglia to actually stay in Alberobello, that's your best bet because you can get up in the morning and the streets will be completely clean and empty. And then you can go do something around there because there are a lot of things to see around Alberobello, and then come back at night and experience the evening with a quiet calm. And the lighting at sunset or sunrise over these white truly houses is quite amazing. Ostuni lies about 45 minutes to an hour south of Bari or 30 minutes north of Brindisi, and it is a town built kind of on a little mountain. It's also known as the White City because of all of the buildings and the architecture in the historical center, and it's a very interesting site. It's kind of like a labyrinth. When you get there, the point is to get lost in there and see some of the unique streets which are only pedestrian, and a lot of the different shops and cafes that you're going to come across, as well as some amazing sea views and views of the city down below. One of the most stunning towns you will see in Puglia is Polignano A Mare. Now this town is built on cliffs above the Adriatic Sea, and just walking through the town is an interesting experience with its narrow old streets and incredible viewpoints over the ocean, as well as viewpoints of their amazing beach down below.
By far, one of our most favorite places is in Polignano A Mare. It's a place that they say they invented Caffè Speciale. I'm sure they did. It is really special. So they add liquore di marzano to ice cream or to coffee, and it makes it taste delicious. We'll add a link to that place in our description.
Now, you can combine a visit to this historical town and a beach day because it's easy to walk right from the town center, even from the town's train station, right to the beach, which is down below in a cove surrounded by these cliffs. Now, it is a pebble beach, so if you do go there, you're going to want water shoes. The water here is amazing. It is crystal clear and typically calm because it's protected by a cove. Unless you have a wind blowing directly from the east, then it might get a little rough. You can swim out into some caves here, and you'll see people diving off the cliffs. Even if you're not up for a swim, it's definitely a prime photo spot. And if you want to hit up a town with less of a tourist presence, go to Lecce. It is a great old Italian city. You can tell and feel it just by walking down the streets there. And they have some ancient ruins there. They actually have an old Roman amphitheater that is right in the middle of the city center that is preserved. And you don't even need a ticket to see it. You can see it from the streets above, or you can buy a €3 or €5 ticket to actually walk inside of it. And then, if you're in Puglia, you've got to pay a visit to Matera. Now, technically, Matera is not in the Puglia region, but if you're staying anywhere near Bari or Brindisi, it's only about an hour and a half drive, and it's definitely worth it. This is an old town where people actually lived in caves, and the cave homes here are preserved. It's so historical and famous that many movies have been filmed there.
A lot of people prefer going to Alberobello because they kept it fresh and fairy tale looking that really attracts tourists to this day. Whereas Matera is more like a unique place, rustic. It used to have caves and many generations have lived there for ages. So to me, that's the difference between them. It's up to you to choose which one you prefer. And please let us know.
Now, there is a huge difference between being a tourist in the north of Italy and being one in the south. I'm going to get to that next. But first, if you would take a minute and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss our next video. When I travel in the north of Italy, especially the popular tourist destinations, it's quite obvious that it's being geared up for tourism. Because a lot of traditional Italian cultural things tend to get overlooked or ignored in order to accommodate tourists and make them feel more comfortable. But when you come to Puglia, they're still living the old Italian way. The first thing that you're going to notice that's different is the public transportation is not as good down here. They do have trains connecting Rome, Milan, and all the major cities. But once you get down here, it's not as easy to get around all the local towns if you don't rent a car. Now, it's not difficult to rent a car in Italy, but there's a couple of differences between car rentals in Italy and the US. One is they typically will ask for an international driving permit, which you can get from AAA for about $20. And when you rent a car, they will include insurance in the price of that. But there's a deductible, which they call an excess. And in some cases, it can be 1,200 euros or it can be up to 2,000 euros, depending on your car rental agency. However, you can pay a premium in order to get that reduced to 500 or even zero if you want to pay a little bit more and not have to worry about it. And there's a pretty simple color code for parking in Puglia. Now, it is not always the easiest thing to find parking, but it's not difficult. These are not major cities, but all Italians drive cars down here, so the parking can fill up. What you want to look for when you're parking on public streets are white lines. White lines marking the parking spots mean it's completely free. Blue lines mean you have to pay, and it's usually by the hour. The good news is there is an app that you can use. It's called Easy Park, and it works all throughout Puglia. And basically, you just pay on that app. You put your license plate in there, and that's how they know that you've paid. It's as simple as that. You don't need to deal with machines or tickets or anything like that if you use the app. And wherever you see yellow lines where cars are parked, those are for residents only. Do not park there. You will be ticketed.
If you are unsure about parking, I'm sure you can ask around. People are usually very nice and they will help you. Sometimes we double check because we're not sure about things like festive holidays work a bit different. And if you know these things, it makes it a lot easier. And people are friendly. So just feel free to ask. They'll understand you.
In Puglia, most restaurants and a lot of shops close down between 1:30 and 4:30 p.m. every afternoon. And that's just a normal part of their culture. So if you're looking to get something to eat, you need to plan accordingly because restaurants are just not going to be open in the middle of that time window. You will find that the streets empty out, the stores get shuttered, people just go and take a break in the middle of the day, and they'll come back at 4:30 and open back up, and they'll be open through the night. Now, if you love Italian food, you're going to want to do this next thing. The towns all over Puglia are littered with street food places, and you can find a wide variety and somewhat unique offering. Things like focaccia barese, which is a focaccia-style pizza where the bottom crust is fried in olive oil. It is delicious. You can buy these tarallis, which are originally from the Puglia region, at any bakery in any city. And they're a little round cracker that you can eat as you walk down the street, and they are pretty good. What do you come to Italy for? Is it the history, the food, the beaches? Let me know in the comments below. Orecchiette pasta is from the Puglia region, and you will find special dishes made with this pasta all throughout. However, regardless of whether you're looking for pasta or something else, if you want a fine dining experience, Puglia is the place that you can have that for a fraction of the cost up in the north. In fact, restaurants here are mostly serving locals. That's how they survive, not on tourists. Because tourists come here typically 1 or 2 months out of the year, and there aren't enough of them to support individual restaurants in the local towns. So if you find a fine dining restaurant in one of these local Puglia towns, you're going to get an excellent culinary experience for a fraction of what you would pay elsewhere in Europe.
Sometimes the best way to experience a cuisine of a place is actually cooking it. So we highly recommend that you book a tour either to go see a winery and taste their wines and pair it up with their food, or also a cooking class. There are so many places that offer this, and they're fun. They have music, they have all the ingredients, and you get to actually eat your food after you finish. Those are great experiences, and we'll put a link on our description if you are interested to know more about any of this.
Next, I'm going to get to one of the big draws of the Puglia region, the beaches. But first, if you would take a minute and hit that like button, subscribe to our channel. It helps us grow and will continue to bring you travel content. Puglia has some of the best beaches in all of Italy, rivaling Caribbean waters and in many cases even better. Beaches down in Salento like Punta Prosciutto are very famous and excellent beaches just to enjoy a day. But it's definitely worth driving the coastline and checking out more than one spots because there are so many of them and on both sides of the heel. And the trick is when you're heading to the beach in Puglia, the locals know that the best beaches are going to depend on the way the wind is blowing. So you want to check that if you want to have a nice beach day, because the beaches on the Ionian seaside, which are on the west side of the heel, are going to be better when there's not much wind or when the wind is coming in from the east. And vice versa, if you're going to go to a beach on the Adriatic side, which is the east side of the heel, those beaches will be better if the wind is non-existent or coming in from the west because it won't affect them as much. What can happen if the wind is blowing directly into the coast is that kicks up the waves a lot and can make the seas rough. The nice thing about Puglia is you've got multiple options. And so you check the weather report and you can figure out where to go for the best beach day. Now, the terrain at these beaches is widely varied. Some of the beaches will be pebble beaches. Some will be pure, soft, beautiful sand beaches, like this beach here, which is the Due Sorelle beach. It has these 2 outcroppings right in the middle of the water. You can swim right out to there, and the sand is soft to the touch. Other coastal beaches can be a mixture of pebbles and even old lava rock flows. So you want to have some water shoes with you so that you can walk over those and get into some interesting sea coves that you really wouldn't want to reach or wouldn't really be able to reach barefoot. Now, a lot of these beaches tend to get really crowded in the summer months, especially during the weekend, because they're very popular with the locals and other Italians from throughout the country come down here for vacation. Your best bet for a beach day is midweek or just going early enough to get ahead of the crowds. And if you want to catch a sunrise or a sunset at the beach, most of the crowds will be gone by that time, so you can head out either to the East Coast or the West Coast, depending on what you want to see.
Another important thing is that the coastal area in Puglia is beautiful. So even if you don't want to go to the beach, you can still drive through it and you'll be amazed at all the landscape around you. It's similar to the Amalfi Coast, but less crowded.
Puglia isn't just a place you look at, it's a place you feel. It requires a little more time and planning, and I'll tell you how to do that right here.